Welcome to the Child Care Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you are a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Child Care Director's Chair.
Hey guys, welcome to the Trailblazers. It is so good to connect with all of you today. It's Erica, of course, and I want to talk with you about something that's absolutely essential for leaders in early childhood education. It often gets overlooked, but it's your habits and your routines. You know, the little things that you do consistently every day. These are the things that shape your mindset, your energy, and ultimately how you lead your teams. So think about it. Your leadership isn't just about big decisions that you make at meetings that you run. It's about the daily actions that become part of who you are. And today we're going to unpack exactly how habits shape your mindset, why it matters for you as a leader, and how you can start creating habits that set you and your team up for success. Well, first, let's talk about the power of daily habits. Habits are the foundation of your mindset. When do you do something consistently, like taking time in the morning to center yourself or reviewing your daily goals, you're training your brain to think and respond like a leader. And for early childhood leaders, this is especially important. You're not just managing staff or schedules, but you're shaping the culture of your center. And when you show up with consistency, your team notices. And they start to mirror your calm, your focused energy. And you can have the best policies and strategies in the world. But if your habits are not aligned with your leadership and your vision, it's hard to get real traction. Here's an example. Let's say every morning before the doors open, you spend 10 minutes reviewing your day, setting intentions of how you'll handle challenges. That small habit primes your mindset to be proactive instead of reactive. And over time, that small habit transforms the way you'll handle stress, the ways that you'll communicate, and the ways that you will lead. And don't forget, habits don't have to be huge to be powerful. Even something as simple as taking a deep breath before a challenging conversation can set the tone of how you show up as a leader. Now, routines build leadership consistency. That's one thing I know. Sometimes people will say, how do you pump out so many podcasts? The answer is consistency. I understand my schedule. I know when I have extra time and I use it. And then it allows me to have days where if I don't want to record, I don't have to. It allows me to have days that I can be fully present, like this weekend at my daughter's wedding. So, I'm in the habit of recording every day, and on the days that I know that there's going to be some conflicting scheduling, I'll do a couple. So, again, it's just that. Those routines are like scaffolding of leadership. If you have your routines in place, your team knows what to expect, and your own brain is freed up for constant decision fatigue. Because I know I get so tired of making decisions all of the time. I know you do too, right? I mean, this is a field where literally every 4 seconds, somebody is calling your name. Somebody needs you, and you've got to make decisions, right? What color? What this? What that? Who am I moving? Johnny's mom called out. This bill isn't correct, right? Your brain is constantly going. So do a morning check-in with your team and align on your priorities for the day. And then a midday reflection is always nice on what's working and what isn't. And it gives you an opportunity to readjust so that if something isn't working in the morning, that the whole day isn't bad and the whole day you're not in a bad mood, right? And then a brief evening review of the wins and the lessons that you have learned. Having these routines not only models stability for your team, but it also reinforces your own. and that sense of control and confidence. Leadership isn't about doing everything yourself, and that's something that took me such a long time to learn. But it's about creating that environment where your team can thrive because you've set the stage with your consistent routines. Like here's a perfect example. Every morning my center wakes up. Every morning my center opens at 7. I am awake every morning by 7, consistently. There is never a day that my staff calls me at 9 and says, Susie called out and she's due in 30 minutes that I haven't answered the phone. They know that they can consistently count on me to pick up the phone and make decisions that will help them make sure that they're covered. Sometimes the answer is me until we get someone else. Or sometimes the answer is I contact another location and say, hey, can you revert this teacher from that location to this location? Again, from the minute I wake up, I'm making decisions, but that consistency is there. So think of it this way. If you want to cultivate a positive, resilient mindset in your staff, you must first cultivate it in yourself through your routines. Your team cannot rise any higher than you. You have to consistently be showing up for yourself because there is the law of the lid. And if you don't know what that is, that means you're not digging into your John Maxwell books. So, law of the lid, your team is never going to outgrow your level of leadership. So just think about that. And mindset is so contagious. And I think you guys know that, which is why you love being in this group. Because maybe it came to this group feeling like lost. Maybe it came to this group feeling like super engaged and empowered and ready for that next level, like whatever it looks like for you. But you do know that the energy that happens during our coaching calls is contagious. And I know that every time you leave our coaching calls, you leave with a lot of aha moments, a lot of action steps, a lot of golden nuggets, and certainly a lot of reflection. And, every leader needs to hear it, but that mindset's contagious, and I know you know it. And the energy you bring into your center sets the tone for your team, for your families, and the children you care. Now, I know that you hear that often, but I'm hoping that it's sinking in as we're heading into like week 6 now. You're going to cultivate that positive, growth-focused habit. Do things like your journaling, give you journals, use your journals. The one on the main page in September, you can print out multiple times and use that every week. It is, I don't want to say it's not generic, but it's not topic focused. So you can use that for any week that you want to. And then there are some weeks we have some customized journals in there for you. This week, I sent a few of my favorite videos for you to check out. They're not my videos, but there is a Maxwell Minute video on habits, which I think is a good one. I really like the Maxwell Minutes because he just takes a couple minutes to really just drive a point home. And then I also have Mel Robbins this week in there, who is fantastic. And she's talking a little bit about habits as well. So I hope that you dig into a couple of the videos that I have for you in the Trailblazer Reader TV podcast section. So, on the flip side of having those positive mindsets, negative habits like skipping at reflection time or reacting in the moment or neglecting your self-care can slowly seep into your team culture. And it's subtle, but your team feels it. So your mindset shapes how problems are solved, how communication flows, and even how children experience their learning environment. So, Trailblazers, your daily habits aren't just about you. They ripple out and are the influence that you give to everyone around you. And that's the real power of mindset through habits. Building those habits as a leader does not need to be overwhelming. Please start small, but be consistent and track your progress. It's a simple framework. Identify the habits that support your vision. What do you need to do every day to make sure that you're effective? And maybe it's that morning check-in or gratitude practice or daily team huddle. But start small. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Just pick one habit and focus on that. doing that consistently. So I know several of you were talking about balance in your own lives or getting a little healthier or feeling a little better. I won't call out any names, but you know who you are. As I sit here drinking my water, I am focused on hydration today because it's really good for my brain and my joints. It rained a lot this weekend. And so as you get older, you will find out your joints start to stiffen and you need to drink a lot of water to detox your body so that you're not holding on to that retention and getting any stiffer than you need to. So that's just one little habit that I will share with you that I am doing today. And I want you to make your habits stick for long-term success. The real magic happens when those habits become automatic, part of your leadership DNA. And that's when your mindset shifts from reactive to proactive, from stress to confident, from scattered to focus. And that consistency is key. So when you stick with your daily habits, even when it feels hard, you're training your brain to prioritize growth, clarity, and intentional action. And over time, it becomes a natural way of leading, just like breathing. Your brain is a muscle. So you're training it, just like you're getting ready for the Leadership Olympics. One strategy I love is pairing your habits with reflection. Because at the end of each day, if you just take a few minutes to journal what went well, what could improve, and how your habits helped you lead better, those reflections are gold. And they also help reinforce the behavior and strengthen your mindset. So here's the best part. The more commitment that you are to your habits, the more your team notices and starts to follow suit. So your leadership mindset becomes the culture in motion. So that's it. So now it's your turn. I need you to take action. Head on over to your dashboard and complete your daily leadership habit tracker. That tool is designed to help you track your morning routines, your energy habits, your team engagement, your reflection practices, and I made two for you. So there's one that just covers the morning, for those of you who are just focused on what's happening at your school. And then I made another one for you that has the morning and the evening, which does that balance of both. So the morning part, it might be a little bit more focused on setting the day and setting your intention before you get to work, but it might be a bit focused on work in general. And then the evening one has how you wind down the day, how you clear your mind of anything that has happened during the day that's negative, how you reflect on what was positive, how you celebrate that win, and how you take care of yourself. So I can't wait to hear from you guys on how you like this week's activities and downloads. There is about 5 or 6 downloads for you. So that's it for today's podcast. This is an exclusive just for my Trailblazers. And you're going to find 2 more this week in your dashboard. So you're looking for 3 podcasts, a couple videos, and about 6 downloads. All right. See you soon.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Child Care Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.